Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matthew Stewart. Joining me is Bryce Ejapol as well as Jake. He wears jeans. Tiberius about to go into this.
Not jeans.
About to go into the second match of this
They are
Best 3
denim
series.
pants, also known as jeans.
They're not denim pants. There's no. They're like the sweatpants that are like printed to look like denim.
You're
my
wearing
God.
suspenders with an elastic waistband. I mean,
He's cheating the system. He was hoping he was short enough to get out of the thing. Hey guys, it's me, Jake Spawn Tiberi.
I'm not that short.
Well, we're about to get to the second match of the Direwolves against Abyss
later,
series.
please, league operators.
currently,
There we go.
currently, the Wolves are up 1-0 against Abyss. And it was a pretty dominant performance in the first match.
This is discrimination.
Against jeans.
I like jeans. I'm a fan of jeans, and they're not jeans.
They're the only jeans I wear. I actually hate jeans. Jeans are not.
That's why you're wearing pretend ones. You're just digging your hole.
I'm
Stop
not digging
speaking.
any hole.
Stop it.
That's it. I'm not speaking for the rest of the game. You guys are on your own.
All right, we got to do it. Class guys. Spawn's actually left the room, so it is actually just you and me right now. You insulted him too much. It's all your fault.
Oh well, I always make fun of Jake for being shorter than me. He always makes fun of Jish.
Mate,
for,
come and see me.
Oh wait, where's that voice coming from? What? I thought he
Come
left
and
the room.
see me when you've won Origin.
Oh, okay.
Peanut.
Yeah. Oh, the one thing. Okay.
4th, lost Origin.
What about 7th place Immortals? Let's just list.
Yeah, you know, just don't throw shade at Jake. Just throw it straight back to your coach. One of he's going to give you a
I'm
hard
not even going
time.
to make fun of you about that. There's
Back
a
to the game.
Cassidy.
That's a Cassidon. That's a.
Back into this game. All the bands have gone through first round.
I hope that in 3 days, when we play Diablo 3 Hardcore, you die pre-level 60, 70.
We have a League of Legends game.
That's what I hope.
Standard red side bands from Abyss. Direwolves have banned out Syndra, Gragas, as well as Cassiopeia. As Jason mentioned, first pick was going to be the Cassidon. Abyss pick up Jin as well as Zyra as their first 2 picks.
I don't like that at all. With the Caitlyn up, I think Caitlyn is just much better. If Direwolves really wanted to, they could literally just pick Caitlyn MF right now, and like Abyss's bot lane would just not exist.
Would be in a world of hurt.
They would literally just not be a functional bot lane. They wouldn't do anything.
So why do people not play Misfortune anymore?
I feel like the meta is a lot more mobile. Like with junglers like Rek'Sai and Zac running around, they can get onto you really easily. So you're kind of just a weaker 80 carry in terms of like you just die really quick. Top lane tanks are back, so it's really hard to actually do a lot of damage because like team comps are tankier. And then like she just doesn't kind of offer as much as other supports do in terms of utility. Like she's good into the Zyra, but like she has very specific counter picks, but she doesn't offer a lot of utility.
Because it started as a hard counter to the Zyra lane.
Yeah.
And then it moved into something you could play potentially into other things as well.
Yeah.
It was kind of like it beat Zyra, and it was like okay.
Decent into Karma and Lulu because it outranged.
Couldn't really play
like
Nami because Nami at that point was just obnoxious in the heel and like, I don't know, the bully that was
going
going
down.
down.
I would disagree with you there, but
You actually liked it into the Nami?
I mean, like Nami's heel isn't that big. Like you definitely still outrange her, so like she just chugs the mana trying to deal with your poke, but they have picked up the Caitlyn here, so
yeah. Misfortune was also at a time in the meta where lethality was so popular, so you get Black Cleaver on her, she shreds the entire team, and lethality just becomes even more potent.
So with the item nerfs now, you see often, like they do go for the Black Cleaver, but it's not as much value, and it does build out of like Kindle Gem and stuff, so supports would get that before longswords and
not do as much damage.
Not do as much damage unless you Cupcake, in which case you don't buy pinks, and then you just buy some swords.
Oh boy. Go sit around on just, he was doing something that was really tilty. He was just sitting on the serrated Dirk the whole game. The additional movements there.
Anyway, back to this game. They banned Thresh away.
Second round of bans.
They won, so I'm allowed to do this. As I said, I would never make fun of someone that has lost this week.
Okay.
They won.
You just made fun of... Oh, no, wait, I won. Oh, whoops. Oh, no. Back to the game. Fish, go.
I'm trying here. Fiora and Thresh to be banned out by Abyss. Orianna as well as Lucian taken away by the Wolves. Abyss locked in Lee Sin as their final jungle pick of choice, and Direwolves went straight back to the Rek'Sai. This time, though, they give Chippies a Renekton top lane pick, and Destiny's hover the Blitzcrank.
I think Renekton is definitely one of the best top laners on the current patch. It's been banned a lot in first rotation of bans. Destiny going for the Karma, I think that's what I expected. He did hover the Blitzcrank, but Direwolves are a team that actually play really well around support Karma. Destiny's a very vocal player. And especially into something like Vlad, Karma's Mantra E has so much value, and also they rely a lot on baiting out the ultimates, baiting out the curtain call, the Vlad ult on the engage, and then they re-engage with Mantra E on the Karma, and Direwolves, are very good at doing that, and Destiny is very good at facilitating.
Pabu is unfortunately going to have to play, I was going to say another Jarvan game. He goes with a Kled. It's a volatile matchup. It's one of those matchups that if Kled ever gets ahead, he can snowball quite hard. However, it's very hard to get him ahead. But they've got a decent-ish 1-3-1. It's matched very well on the side of Direwolves, don't get me wrong. Kassadin and Renekton also going to be able to do that. I just feel that the collapse that come out of Direwolves, I mean, it's not even Direwolves. The collapse that comes out of Kassadin is so impactful as the game progresses.
Walls just don't mean anything, so like it doesn't matter where he is on the map. He takes like the bird's eye track
as the
over
crow flies.
the walls. He just zooms. And
then no Ghost going to come out of Luch because he has to be able to bully the lane with auto attacks and Ignite. So he's not going to be able to zoom into the back line either.
Not if I'm not mistaken, Gaston has a decent matchup against Vladimir anyway. He's going to be sitting quite pretty in that mid lane. Curious to see how Abyss are going to tackle this game. This time
the Q
round,
stops channels. So does it stop the Tides of Blood channel?
Ooh, that's curious.
I don't know.
I don't think it does.
Not a big Kassadin fan.
I feel like, is Vlad E really like a channel? Like
I don't know, you like kind of pull it in and then
okay, that's the analysis. I don't know if it cancels, but it goes.
What do you think it does? What noise would you say that it makes?
I mean, it's pretty close. But anyway, I feel like this is the first game of the day that we've had kind of like a 1-3-1 versus a 1-3-1.
Yep.
Most of them have been 4-1s with like a stop it. With like a Fiora, and then but we had like a Syndra in the last game for Direwolves. But see you, mate. So like this is a 1-3-1, so this is a different stylistic game than we saw in the last 2 games of this series at least. I mean, sorry, 1 game.
And I guess I have to amend myself because whilst Kassadin will get there earlier, Kled will certainly beat Renekton to most fights as well. He just charges in top speed. So there is a potential for, I guess, this to be a quite interesting matchup.
Yeah, curious to see how Abyss are able to take this, well, if they can take this one against the Direwolves. They do have quite a lot of early game power as well, some late game scaling. But for now, let's check in with Sharp, who is standing by with Hingers. Maybe he can tell us a little bit more about the Direwolves draft.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Sharp, and a pretty good game from Direwolves out of in that first game. What were your words to them during the break? Just keep it up?
Oh, yeah, you don't want to get them feeling too confident and too hypey into the second game. But, yeah, kind of everyone's feeling a bit reserved, a bit confident, playing as we practiced. And, yeah, it's looking good, and everyone's feeling good.
Do you feel like there are big differences between or what do you think are the big differences between your drafting game 1 and drafting game 2 in terms of carry threats for you guys?
Well, yeah, last game, obviously, the big difference is like last game we had Syndra, and now we have Kassadin. And Fantix is... I mean, Fantix, what's his best pick, really. You know, he's known for it. And last game we had like the Fiora, but now we're playing a little bit more reserved. Not so much the split push. We've got the Renekton for teamfight presence. So, yeah, switching up the team. Maybe Kassadin might take over the split push role a bit more. But yeah, the comp's just quite significantly different in every role.
Excellent stuff. All right, well, thanks for speaking to us and best luck in the game.
Thank you.
Sharp's so interesting in his interviews. Because you know he wants to give away as little as possible.
He does his best.
He does a lot of talking and doesn't really answer all that much.
A tweet coming in from James Vale, shamelessly lifted from the Twitch chat. Jake Jenkins.
How the heck does that make it on broadcast?
Yes.
We have a high-quality game of League of Legends to talk about. We've tried to bring on expert analysis, if you can call it that. And we're sitting here still talking about my pants.
If we want to actually analyze, I like something that Churnfire did with the level 1 during the interview. He went bot side against the Zyra to stop Zyra setting up the plant. Zyra's early push, obviously with the passive, spawns random plants around the lane, and then that would have been able to give Abyss the push level 1, but because of Churnfire's pressure, they don't get that, and they're just getting bullied already. Raid's half HP.
Doing a good job at this bottom lane. You kind of expect it from a Caitlyn Karma lane.
And now it's kind of like one of those situations where Jin's wave clear is not like good at all, as there's a heavy trading in the top side.
Yeah, good trade coming out from Pabu. Earlier, can't remember who I was speaking to, but someone said that Kled just loses this matchup. As soon as he gets dismounted, it's an easy dive from Renekton. But I have a feeling that this is something that Kled can definitely look to try and win. Meanwhile, Fantix mid lane has been jumped on by Seb. His Ignite attack! That's an easy first blood by Seb.
And that's what you want to do when you're going into a Kassadin matchup. As soon as he has any confidence of approaching the wave, punish it. You have to be able to kill him. He now misses out on a creep. Actually, 2 because of the way the cannon went in. A little bit unlucky there.
Bopped the wall.
Seb Doesn't have his mid lane to back him up, but he's going to try and contest for this Rift Scuttle at least.
Doesn't have the bottom lane as taps. Actual problem
Destiny.
here.
Destiny's been called up. Going to be able to help Shenfai out. He secures Scuttle for himself.
Nice. But as I was saying about the bot lane, Zyra Jhin is just not going to be able to push themselves out once they've been pushed in. They can't reset the lane unless Direwolves let them.
Yep.
So unless Direwolves like concede pressure in the lane to, for example, go help Shenfai out in the river, as Destiny's doing right now, this is where the lane phase will be for this bottom lane until level 6.
Yep. Let's see how it goes.
What changes at level 6? Is it because Zyra gets the ultimate? Is it the Jhin ulti?
Yeah, Zyra Jhin get ulti. As long as they're not too chunked at the point where they can't fight, it's just a really easy setup gank for Seb. He can go down. They have really long range engage with the Zyra, like the Zyra root if it lands into Jhin W. Jhin can just set up the gank with his ulti, really. He can just curtain call, and Zyra will do all the damage with Ignite, so...
Oh, that's a gank, but Pabu's picked up his Skull. He gets a lot of health back for that.
It's actually very lucky timing out of Pabu. This now becomes a difficult game to execute upon because of the stage of invulnerability that Kled goes through. In fact, Kled players love to be shoved underneath their turret. It's where they feel most at home.
And the big thing was Shenfai showed, so Seb knows exactly where he is on the map. He knows that he's doing golems. Pabu's warding him out now. Just trying to mess with him a little bit.
Pabu's still going to try and take one of them. Can't. They're being safe at the moment.
Testing a camp with a jungler and then they just smite it.
Seb looking for round 2 mid lane.
Ooh.
Has taken some damage, but we'll get the Titan Blood rush there.
I mean, interesting the fact that Seb's still here.
Oh, the Q.
Gets the flash there straight on top of Fantix. Can't land the Q. Luch goes into Sanguine Pool,
Nice.
still picks up the kill. Fantix wanted to turn around with his slap, but couldn't get it.
Yeah, and look at this. I mean, Pabu is just getting camped out between turrets. Can't get back towards his creeps.
Safe play from Pabu. He allows Seb to get some work done mid lane, but look at this. Shenfai aggressive. Gets a solo kill onto Seb.
Shouldn't have got the solo kill because Seb just headbutted the wall from point blank range.
Wait,
oh, no, he didn't. Actually, no, he flashed beforehand. Okay. Thank goodness. I was like, did he actually do that?
No. He flashed on the mid gank.
Yeah,
so.
flashed on the mid gank. So, yeah, he's absolutely fine. Good kill there from Shenfai then.
I feel like he shouldn't have contested his Raptors though. He knows how low he is and he knows Shenfai's in the top side jungle because Pabu just gave him vision at the golems. And now Shenfai is looking for a gank onto the top lane.
And because there's only one hit on Pabu before he's dismounted, this one's actually a little bit
wasted bear trap.
Bear trap wasted. Can he dash away? He flashes, but still gets knocked up. Goes invulnerable. Chippies go straight back on top. Look at Shenfai camping this, tanking this, I should say. Perfect execution.
And all of a sudden, Seb dying costs them even more because otherwise he could have been floating topside. They wouldn't have really known exactly where he was pathing out of that base that he should have had earlier. So instead they deny a big creep wave top. They get Chippies that CS lead that he wants.
It's just one of those situations where if a jungler shows on the map and then like you're the one that gets punished when the enemy is shown, it just feels really bad. Feels like that shouldn't be happening if you know his exact positioning, and now it's kind of just snowballing mistakes right now. Pabu, after Seb died, probably should have conceded his wave under the turret. Now it's just looking more and more grim.
Fantasy's doing fine in this mid lane as well. Meanwhile, Destiny's been chunked out bottom lane somehow. He forced a recall. Got a heal from King as well, and it seems like that was a Rosie in a 2-on-1.
He's popping. Rosie's actually always been a Zyra player. For years he's been like the Zyra guy, so Zyra being back in meta is actually pretty good for him. His Zyra is very good. I don't know about good enough for 2v1 bot lanes, but apparently.
It's just King and Destiny, you know? Best
Bunch
team
of
in the
melons.
at the moment.
This does not look like a matchup where Fantix is being killed twice. Wonder how much of it is the fact that he's just gone for upgraded boots, 2 of the CDR boots, as opposed for something like a revolver or, you know, CDR through extra HP. Something like a Kindle gem could have been a little bit more useful fish.
That's so strange coming out from him. You know, Chippy's going aggressive against Pabu. He will be able to jump over the wall, but look how slow this tiny little Yordle is.
That's with boots too as well.
Oof,
That was a long-range Rek'Sai.
Certainly
That was huge.
Deceptively long.
Yeah.
Shenfai just says,
2 levels
you
over.
cannot have this.
Seb is not having a good game.
This
he
is
got
mine.
the early ganks off on Fantix, but then everything from that has just been downhill.
Top lane, disaster. Jungle's been a disaster. And mid lane, I'm going to call that a disaster as well, because Fantix should be getting bullied by Luch right now, but he's just sitting pretty, farming up.
And I mean, the bot lane is just kind of working out as we'd expected as well. These two haven't been able to like play outside of their turret There's not much chip damage as Luch goes for an all-in.
Big fight. There's the pull being used. Fence just like, see, mate, jump back towards my side of
Pieces
that.
out.
That's not bad out of Luch, however, because he was going incredibly low, and all of a sudden he can stay here and farm. It's going to be a gank coming in from Shern. Actually,
He just
maybe
wants to
just
push
helping
it
to
in.
push it in. Yep.
That's that hurts. That's a 30 CS lead and solo turret gold.
Not great.
Of the 3,000 gold lead, I'm going to say 2 of it. Actually, maybe 1,500 on Chippy, and then maybe another 1,000 on Shern, who's absolutely monstrous over Seb at the moment.
Yeah.
Potentially. Seb's now looking
He's-
to take red buff for himself.
he
He's
might
been
die.
collapsed. Gets it. Gets a good smite to
Oh,
be able
he's
to heal
fine.
up. Goes
Yep.
over the wall. Gets out nice. But there's a
Teleport
teleport
actually
flank
coming in.
from
Cassid and TP.
Chippy. No Cassid, that's right. So Fantix slows down Seb. No flash available for this man. Ace in the hole comes out. He runs straight into a Rek'Sai. You can't have this red either.
I mean, just nothing is going his way, and all of a sudden you're feeding kills over to Fantic.
Yeah.
You give him a red buff.
That's such a greedy invade.
Yep. Bottom lane was in no position to be able to help him.
Yeah. They would, like, as we were saying, like, they've literally just been
Luch?
pushed in. Oh,
Luch? Careful.
oh, he's dead. That's a DFT coming out of the
What
Cassid.
was that?
Deathfire touch.
I don't understand what Luch was trying to use. Using
awesome.
Sanguine Wall to try and clear out the way. Shernfire in
That's
a
a
bit
nice
of a
ult.
sticky situation, but look at that. It was collapsing to protect their jungler. And 5 members strong. They continue to chip out this mid lane outer turret.
The pack, man. The wolf pack.
But still, actually not a bad defense. If Luch was up and available throughout that, maybe would have been able to try and start a little bit of a scrap, because that was a good ultimate coming out of Rosie. They didn't overcommit for it as well.
He wouldn't have had ulti, though. On the loops, like, if he was there. He wouldn't have been able to do too much, I don't think. I think Direwolves are going to stick with this deploy with Renekton topside, and I think Shernfire and Chippies are going to look for the Rift Herald. I think that's more valuable out of the Elder Drake, and I mean, sorry, the Elder Drake. That'd be a good one. 10-minute Elder Drake. But I mean the Earth Drake. Sorry. I think they're going to look for the Rift Herald and use it to probably break mid outer. Shernfire likes doing that, where he kind of just like he doesn't gank mid with the Rift. He just kind of he walks into side bush and just shows himself, and then just plants the Rift Herald in your face, and he's just like, here, eat this. And then you just have to, like, you have to respect it.
This is your problem now.
Absolutely.
Mid lane, Luch not having a great time. He's up against 2 solo laners from the Wolves.
Yeah, Luch is actually, for what was a very heavily ganked out Cassidon, Luch is actually now having a poor laning phase.
And is it because he's on Vladimir, who doesn't bully out Cassidon anyway? That's 2 ganks on Fantix, and he can't do anything with Ignite against a teleport.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to look at, like, there's the itemization question, which I personally don't really understand. But then there's also the fact that I don't just think it's a strong matchup in general.
Wow,
Actually flashing forward now.
Flashing for that. Seb's going to have to try and flash away, but Rek'Sai just chases him down. Ace in the hole from King, locks down Seb. 2 flashes and a kill. Trading only Destiny's flash for that.
I feel like this game has just been a series of greedy and greedier plays out of Seb.
And Parbu's going to be forced to use teleport in a second, because Shippy's already on top lane inner.
In terms of, like, Shernfire shows top, he goes for his Raptors anyway and then gets killed.
Kled up bottom, I guess.
Yeah.
This is the Hail Mary play. It has to
Renekton
work.
TP.
They're going for it. King's being jumped on by
King has
Parbu.
all
Luch jumps in the back lines. Look at this. Destiny and King, they're absolutely fine. Now it's Abyss going to be
no.
pincered. That's a Dominus Renekton slicing and dicing his way out. Parbu will go back in. Chippy's very low, but King's the one tanking up the shots. Stand still. Make sure he keeps his top laner alive. Parbu in a bit of a sticky situation. Fantix can Riftwalk right on top of him. But look at this. Shernfire. He wants it for himself.
Oh.
Big collapse from the Riftwalker. Luch is the next member to go down. Ray's in trouble. Seb finally jumps on in, tags one up, but the Wolves just play that so perfectly.
Yeah, they're absolutely smashing Abyss at the moment. Every single role is stronger. Shern's all over the map. Seb, unfortunately, is just not having a good game. And the Direwolves are just looking to continue their commanding streak here. They're up 6,000 gold and it's not slowing down.
It's 12 minutes into the game as well. This is with champions like Cassidon and Caitlyn in the match, who have, you know, not great early mid games. They're going to be snowballed quite fantastically ahead.
Cassidon walks out of lane phase with 4 kills. You know it's going to be a rough one. It's only going to get worse. And as that play was happening, you looked at the top wave. Chippies was just whacking away at the top inner. I honestly thought the Direwolves would just disengage with the Karma and just Chippies would just keep hitting the turret and take the inner. But then they went through with the TP. Chippies got hella chunked, but then like the collapse came in from Rek'Sai, came in from Cassidon, and they just completely wiped the floor with them.
I mean, look at Cassidon's items. 9 stack dice, Seal, Sheen, as well as Rod of Ages complete 12 minutes in.
This is a Medjai's game. It is. This is a Medjai's Cassidon game.
Lucius picked up an early Negatron Cloak. He's going straight for a Spirit Visage.
Rosie's opted for the Sork Boots before a Sidestone. That is an ambitious purchase.
My mid lane is not
That
doing
is-
damage.
yeah,
I'm going
that
to do
is
it.
Very ambitious. I don't know about that one. I don't even know about Sork Boots on Zyra. That's a rogue special.
Is he running the full Magic Pen AP page here? Put the Silk Boots in there, get 30.
Yeah, I mean, full Magic Pen is like a thing, but I don't know. I feel like is the next evolution of Rosie's Zyra to build a rapid fire cannon?
Yeah.
Is that where this goes?
If he gets enough gold to go rapid fire this game, he deserves to be able to build it.
Yeah,
Well,
he can do what he wants.
as Sharp mentioned, Fantix can start to take over the Swift pushing. He's doing just that against Abu. He's happy in this lane. He's leveled up over the Kled.
I don't even think those two could 2v1 the Kassadin. Seb was sitting in the bush looking for a pick. Maybe if it like works out completely ideally, Cass Rift walks in, immediately lanes the Q, but that'd be a struggle.
King just says, I will have this tower, please. And Abyss can't do anything about it. That's gone. Another 1,000 gold towards the wall. 7k up.
14
14
minutes! No!
And they've also, I hate to say it, once again, they've played with their food a little bit. If they wanted to win this game in much quicker order, they would just be marching down lanes. Big teleport play coming in here. We'll see whether they want the team fight.
They're going for the fight, but the Wolfpack is close to the spit as well. This could be a full 5-on-5 brawl. Kled is too short. That's not going to do anything. That's no engage from Abyss. Now they're just stuck in the river. Direwolves peel off and say, we can fight this one, guys. Let's go for it. Chippy's waiting to see if he can slice on in. Abyss are trapped. Now they've got to try and turn and fight. Destiny will take the brunt of the damage. Big fight in the back lines. Rosie's going to get a good ultimate off. But look at this. They're just collapsing onto the Zyra. 2 kills picked up by the Wolves. They will trade one. Destiny falls.
To a Jin trap? Oh, they're pinging him. Look, he fell to it. His teammates are just pinging him. Oh, he doesn't look happy on the player cam. Check that one out.
It does not, but still, Direwolves.
Rosie nearly deserved to win that team fight, by the way.
I was talking mad shit on the Sork Boots, and then he just one-shot the backline almost. Like, that was a respectable play.
It was Chippy's went in one side and Rosie went in the other side. Chippy's is 140 CS, 203, and Rosie arguably did more damage than him.
Yeah, that was popping, but the flank from Direwolves there was just, yeah, too much. They had the collapse from both sides. Kassadin walking in from top side, as they're just taking it for a Rift Herald after the win. Renekton from the bot side, and then, yeah, Abyss were just caught in between. This gold lead is only getting bigger, 8k now.
And this is, the thing about Direwolves is this shows what a team that can play anything in every role and still play it to a very high level.
King! Don't Oh, he tried to hit the risk off the movement speed.
Yeah.
Heals, flashes over. Still gets tagged, and Seb just says, come here, I love me some free kills.
That hurts.
Rosie's right behind. He's going to be able to dash out towards him. Almost dies.
That did
I feel
damage.
like if you were Shenfire, you just
must
pop
be,
the ulti.
Is he maxing E? I really want to know. Bring up the... No, that's the wrong.
That's a Lee Sin.
That's a Lee Sin. Get to the Rex side. There we go. No,
Nah, he isn't. He's maxing Q. He's just level 10 already. He's on pace with the solo laners in the game. But what I was saying about the Direwolves lineup is this is a team that can play, tankier top laners, bruisers. They can also play straight out carries there. They can play assassins to support in the mid lane. I mean, Fantix's 2 best champions at the moment are probably Kassadin and Lulu, and they're completely opposite ends of this play style. So, I don't know. When they're playing good League of Legends, they just look like such a well-rounded team.
Night's Vows picked up second by Schoenfire in this match. Probably going to give that to Fantix.
Done it again. He did it last game, right? They were talking about it on the analyst desk, the Night's Vow Rek'Sai.
I really like the item. I think it's very underrated since its release. I think it's one of the best items to pick up in a team game.
I think with the Caitlyn, it's very good, especially since they have Abyss had like a dive the backline sort of comp. Like as a Caitlyn, there's almost you have to live through the Vlad engage, right? Like he's going to get on you basically no matter what, and you're just going to have to live it. So Karma's going to have to peel you, and the Night's Vow gives you the damage reduction to do that.
You can also put on someone like Fantix, who, when you do, he'll take no damage from Luch anymore until he gets a Void Staff. And on top of that, if Schoenfire as well as Fantix go in together, Schoenfire is going to heal off all the damage Fantix does, and Fantix takes next to no damage.
Yep. He just becomes a lifesteal tank, and instead of lifesteal, he's got a Kassadin.
Let's see how they do end up using the Night's Vow.
He is attached to
He's already got it on
right now,
King.
yeah.
But we
I
haven't
guess
seen
like
him change it before.
Yeah, if Kassadin's side laning, then there's no point binding to him.
Yep.
You have to be next to them. Rift Herald, they're putting it mid and then looking to rotate into the top jungle. They're going to look for the top outer.
Not going to try and get a single push from Harold, but
That's smart. They use the
done well.
plants to stop the Rift Herald actually taking a swing at the turret.
Yep. Chippy's going to try and walk it into mid lane, but it's too low. That's going to fall. Seb kills it.
They will lose top laner though.
They also might lose Seb.
Yeah.
No.
Close. Yeah, but top laner is going to fall. So good play from the Wolves after all. I mean, use the Rift Herald and get a turret. This is normally how it works, and they've done it in an odd fashion. They could move towards mid lane now. Direwolves are so far ahead. That's Raid forcing a flash away from a Rennington walking at him. Fire through the back line is going to cheat his way back into the mid lane.
Bottom lane turret is being pressured by minions. They can send Fantix down there if they want to, or even Chippies.
Yep.
Same time, they can just trap off mid lane and continue this oppressive siege.
Abyss are going to Kled ulti. They have to. They're all just 5-manning mid. They're looking for the Kled ult
There we
right
go.
now. There we go.
That's over a trap,
Over
but
the
he's
trap.
not going to be bothered about that. Jumps on top of Schoenfire to kick things off. But look at
Right
Luch.
ult,
Big ultimate, but
Oh.
he's dead straight away. Seb's forced to back out. The front line from Abyss looks like their backline at the moment. And again, the only person doing damage for Abyss is Rosie. He almost one-shot the backline again all by himself.
What
but they
about the
still lose
Vlad
2
ult?
members.
Flat ult did a little bit of work though, I think. But
a little.
Rosie also comes up with the goods there. Sork boots popping off, doing a bit of damage, but they're just too far behind to front to back team fight. They just don't have the damage to clean people up.
Oh, they're looking for the carry, trying to take down Rosie. He's going to be able to get over to the other side of the wall
Flashes
with a
away.
flash. Pabu forced the flash away as well. He's lost Scarl, and Fantix says, no, mate, you're dead. Rosie, you're next. Standing close to that turret, I'll rift walk on top of you again. Oh, that's rude.
Absolutely. Does nothing, but it's rude.
And right now, they're 11,000 gold up with 20 minutes. They're going to go back. They're going to grab another Earth Dragon for themselves. You're going to have to think on the next deploy.
Yeah.
And really across the board right now. I mean, there's not many negative things you can say about Direwolves, and with the exception of Rosie, Abyss just looked all out of sorts.
Kassadin's got wings on his nameplate. It's got the killing spree. That was a stretch.
Does it
Sorry,
give you
guys.
wings?
Yeah, it gives you wings. If we go back to Kassadin, if we put Kassadin on the screen, you'll see his little
It took
wings
me a while
next
to
to his
understand
HP
what you
bar.
were trying to say. That's not Kassadin, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
We'll cycle through. That's all right. He's
Yeah.
also got a Lich Bane for himself, and only
Yeah.
20 minutes into the game, if you do not mind.
And as you said, they're setting up bot side for the Earth Dragon. Probably going to look to do that, then flip the map and go top side for the Baron. Double Earth Drake. They have a Caitlyn. Rex side to tank the Baron. There we go. There's the wings.
Oh, yeah. I can see it.
Big gold stack there.
That's a juicy shutdown if he ever dies. He hasn't gone for the Medjais though.
Disciplined play.
Yeah, he's gone for real items. If that was Minky Whale, I reckon he would have had one 16 minutes ago. But
First item Medais, second item GA.
Yep.
The protective
Oracle's
stack
Elixir. TBT. But yeah, they've just done exactly what we were saying. They've taken the free Dragon. Abyss are too far behind to contest, so they didn't really actually place any vision around Dragon. They did the kind of greedy play where they didn't actually need to set up the vision to take the objective. They just take it for free, and now they're going to walk in topside, place the wards, pink up the jungle and the Baron pit, and Abyss are going to find it really hard to get into the pit.
Rosie trying to do what he can to stop this onslaught of Direwolves members charging in towards this red buff of the jungle. I mean, just look at the gold. It's 11,000, and that's over 25% of the gold that Abyss have.
Yeah, and the scary thing is that this isn't two tanks split pushing against each other. Pabu has to play this incredibly carefully, because a Kassadin with any hint of a look-in will just dive on him and look to eliminate him. Seb's somehow being chunked out by Chippy, so that's probably going to be the Baron.
Yeah, they're going to start. They do have vision. Direwolves haven't swept and pinked the pit. Destiny's sitting on a pink board. He probably should place it right now. They have the vision, so they're TPing.
That's Pabu. Let's see what he can do. Seb is nowhere close for this. Pabu's going to run in and see the big purple one dying. Steal. Oh, Raid! He got it with the captive audience.
Oh.
Seb's going to fall for that one, but what the heck? Here comes Fantix, so Rift walks the wrong way. Luch is looking for a fight. Good Koenig call, but look at Fantix. He's going to go over the wall in a second. Instead, charges on towards Pabu. Schoenfire in trouble. Destiny tanks up the final shot, comes back and takes one for the team. But Raid, what a steal.
Baron for one member is worth
That
every
is-
day of the week, and all of a sudden it becomes a little bit harder to push in to this Abyss lineup. Jern with 2 levels. just does not manage to click the smite button over the captive audience.
Over the captive audience. What does that do? Like 200 damage?
Oh,
Something like that
you can
to a
stand
Baron?
in front of it and it does
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. You can also pink the pit. But anyway, Abyss are probably going to drop this inner right here, but they're going to use the Baron to just stabilize the game a little bit. Like it'll help them defend the...
Oh my god,
Oi.
Chippies, that's disgusting. As
Yeah.
much as they've got Baron buff right now, Dai will still have an 11,000
Yeah.
gold lead, and when that's 11,000 gold in your advantage to 33,000 gold total, that's
2K
1/3 of Abyss's total.
3K on
on
advantage.
Disgusting.
3K on both solo laners, actually.
Yeah, but I think this Baron will give Abyss like breathing room for maybe 1 to 2 minutes.
Yep.
They'll get some time to farm up. If they're close to the next item spikes, it'll get them to that point, and then they're probably just going to be buying elixirs and hoping to defend the dive that is probably coming their way.
Again, Dai will have to really mess up here for this to be an Abyss, for Abyss to turn this into anything. The steal's great from Raid. If you can do it again, might put them back into a place where they can consider trying to fight again.
I mean, if he does it again, that means they've lived for 6 minutes. So
Yeah.
I would count that a victory.
Yeah. It's just one of those like 2 to 3 team fight comebacks, right?
Yeah.
Where the first one like lets you stabilize, the second one like closes the gold gap, and then the third one is like where you can actually win.
don't even think the first one stabilizes.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I mean-
I think the first one's just like, wow, we did it.
I mean, it pushes them
2
back.
more?
First one resets the map, second one gets you turrets, third one wins you the game. There we go.
I like it. So we know what the steps are. No question marks
Come
in
on,
this
Abyss.
plan.
1, 2, 3. Couldn't be more easy. Just win
1,
3.
2, 3, good night. That's what
3
Abyss have to
team
do
fight.
here.
I don't like you very much.
That's what I've been saying all night.
What
He's
is-
been on his team.
What is 1, 2, 3 good night?
That's what Abyss have to do.
That's the play.
Good
luck.
That's what.
Oi.
Oh, Rosie looking for a kill himself. King's still in trouble. Gonna trap
Skill
away.
shots!
Get it away from it.
No!
Nothing's touched. That's
Oh,
disgusting.
that hurts.
It's your boy King
That
in the mid
hurts
lane
so
on Caitlyn
much.
at the moment.
Oh,
Seb's in trouble.
That
He's going to
wasn't-
take too much damage here. Dies to Schoenfire's Prey Seeker.
That was honestly the play.
that was every skill shot missed.
Because if they pick up King there,
Oh.
they delay for another
Oh,
goal. They're
that's
still
a
going.
team fight again. Luge dashing on further forward. Abyss look to try and fight this one. They're on top of King, getting good damage down, but look at Phoenix in the back lines already.
Oh.
He gets one, second one falls, one by one, just like dominoes. Phoenix is trying to clean this up. King still survives. Triple kill for the Cassadin. It's going to be an ace going to the Direwolves.
That is a 4v5 from 10,000 gold down, and they still managed to pick up 3 members. Direwolves do win it out with King and Fantix going massive, but Abyss throw the kitchen sink, and it was nearly enough.
That actually was very close. Yeah,
that
King,
game?
King was...
Nah.
I'm not sure. I think Lee Sin can defend.
I mean, 9 seconds on Rosie.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
can defend.
No, they can definitely defend.
They're
that.
not messing around with the Zara.
Yeah, but Caitlyn was actually so close to dying there. Like the Vlad ulti popped as Pabu flashed in with a bear trap in the rope and
Yep.
got onto the Caitlyn. If a tiny thing went better, then Caitlyn would have dropped, and maybe the rest of them could have cleaned up the Cassadin or something like that. That was actually a very close team fight considering the deficit.
I mean, if a Lee Sin kick goes through 2 members there and just provides a little bit of extra damage, that is pretty much a
Yep.
one team fight.
Yep. Instead, they lost an in-hit. That's a sad, boys.
But as Carbon was saying, an inhib is about 2,000 gold in your favor if you manage to stabilize
until
the
it-
game and hold and farm it up.
Yeah, that's great. They can shorten the goal lead from 13,000 to 11,000.
Look, mate, sometimes you got to appreciate the small things in life.
Here's that team fight again, though.
Yeah, as we have a look at it, they get on top over onto King, as you were mentioning, and the pop did go through. He also just got rooted up a couple of 2 extra times there, Pabu, so unlucky for that one. Luch also was, you know, half a team mode short of being able to reach King on that back line as well. So everything was nearly lining up for the Abyss squad. At level 16, that fight again.
I mean, Chippies has got a Yomu's Ghost Blade at the moment.
Double Earth into Infernal Drake.
See, let's talk about that.
RNG.
The game's going to go for 30 minutes. I mean, I don't see a way that they're going to close it out in the next 3 minutes unless they legitimately just run it straight up mid lane right now.
Okay.
He's put 3,000 gold into useless items.
Sorry, who?
Yomu's does not do anything for
Oh.
Renekton.
Yeah.
Lethality, movement speed, I mean, not much.
I don't know.
I mean, little things like that can cost you games.
I mean, if like a turnaround does happen, then that's the kind of stuff.
Put it this way,
snowballs,
that's 3,000 gold that could have gone into Stoneplate. use that with the health stacking of the Black Cleaver as well as Titanic, Renekton would be unkillable.
You can
That'd be
dive the
game
turret,
over.
absolutely.
Now, I mean, Fen's done the right thing and not upgraded into a
Here we
Magi's. He goes for a fight. Chippy's going to teleport straight away, but they're jumping onto
Turn around and kill Renekton.
Let's see what they do. Luch is diving into the back lines, looking to try and lock down Destiny. Good damage coming out from Luch, but Fantix already kills the AD carry. Chippy's going low, but it's a double kill for the Cassidy. It will be Chippy's that picks up one. Fantix still looking for another. Pabu will be the next to fall. Double kill for the Renekton. He will eventually fall, and only Seb's left up. This is going to be game for the Wolves.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be. So they do force one more time at this. They knew that Chippies was top lane. They thought that they could make the play work, but Direwolves too good. They fend them off, and they're going to clean them up.
That was just the last-ditch team fight, and it just doesn't work out. The deficit was too much.
2 games in a row, Abyss fall into the hole, but they try to fight their way out of it. Both times unsuccessful for the Abyss lineup. And Direwolves with this game, they're going to try and dive on towards Seb a little bit. Destiny goes in, flashes out. Nexus is going to fall. Direwolves pick up another 2-0.
Did Shern just give a cheeky little flex? I think he did.
Bit of fatigue in there.
Yeah, he's taking notes from the Goon, man. I feel like Shern is significantly smaller than the Goon. If you're flexing on camera, you better be a machine. I don't know if Shern's quite there yet.
Yeah, come on, Hingers. Show us your muscles.
But a couple of good Rek'Sai games, so maybe finding a spot back in the jungle there. Some very good games out of the solo laners of the Direwolves, however. I mean, that's a best strength, being able to throw solo laners at you in the form of Luch and Pabu. And Direwolves were more than equal to that.
I mean,
challenge.
Fantix got ganked like twice the other game. He went 0-2, and then he was just cleaning up the team fights by the end of that game. So even though he had so much thrown out at him, he was still in a position to carry.
Yep, certainly was. Direwolves just made that entire series look relatively easy against Abyss, something we haven't seen too often. But
yeah, it's certainly the case. And Abyss now have to go back to the drawing board. They've got 2 weeks break. I keep saying this about all the young teams, but now this is a time where you really sit down with your team, you draft out what your goals are for the rest of the split and how you're going to look to accomplish them and what you're using your gaming house for and what all this time going into the, I guess, final break of the year over Worlds is going to get you, because unfortunately they got close to the Chiefs but now have fallen very far off from the Direwolves. And I know this is a team that had high hopes, but maybe they need to go back to the drawing board and have a look at how they're playing the game.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, Direwolves now going to Rift Rivals as the #1 seed from Oceania, as well as off the back of a 2-0 victory over Abyss. They're going to be pretty happy with that. Should give them some momentum going into an international event, and we're excited to see how they're going to perform over there as well.
Yeah, I think Direwolves will be looking to kind of redeem themselves after their stint at MSI. They talked a lot of shit and then didn't come up with the goods. So maybe Rift Rivals is the point where they
Would have been the first Oceanic team that ever done that, mate. It would have been the first Oceanic team that ever done that. Latin America, easy squad to take down, I heard.
What about the 1, 2, 3 irrelevant? And then I lost the Jews immediately. But yeah, I don't know.
It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
Well, with that, Direwolves are going to be heading over towards Rift Rivals off the back of win against Abyss. Unfortunately, no SKT over there, so they have no one to be afraid of. But to break down that game a little bit further, let's send it back to the analyst desk for the last time.
Thank you. I will defend their big talk. I'll defend big talk. I love it. I'm a fan of it.
I thrive in the shit talk. I was brought up in it. No, but look, man, everyone loves a bit of banter. Like even if it's not banter, even if it's actually genuinely shit talk, just embrace it. It's our culture. Like we love it.
We had to do. I did a questionnaire like pre Rift Rivals. Like, what are you excited for from Oz? Like, what does Oz bring to the table? I'm like, look, we got some good plays, but number one, we're gonna do some shit talk.
We can talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. All right, look, let's take a look at this draft, shall we? As we go through it, what in particular stands out to you guys as you look at this? I mean, aside from Fantix's Cassidy, because I know we're all excited to see that, Jules.
Well, I think firstly from the draft, they picked like a really like a lane bully top. Like Renekton like just beats Kled, like out and out just beats Kled.
Yeah. So that's a strange last pick then, isn't it? Or
like I guess they were just trying to pick a champion that like fit their composition. They didn't really pick for lane again. Like Kassadin like outscales Vlad. Like Kassadin, Vlad can't deal with Kassadin. And they decided to put early pressure mid, but like that obviously didn't matter. And then I guess Direwolves just got like a really, really good matchup bot.
Yeah, I think Direwolves definitely have like a more holistic comp. So they have the comp that can sort of play and engage, it can disengage, it has good wave clear, it has good side lane threats, and that's what Direwolves drafting has sort of been all split. They haven't sort of looked out of their element across many of these drafts, and I think that obviously there were definitely fights where we could have seen Abyss take it, but I think that, Direwolves was just far too rounded.
all right, well that's our analysis of the draft. But standing by is Jake, Spawn Time with one of the players for the interview.
Thanks, Michael. Standing beside the victorious Fantix, captain of the Direwolves, picking up a clean 2-0 there. Want to talk to you about the future, however, not that game. You guys were pretty hyped up going into the MSI play-ins. You learnt a lot after that. Now going into Rift Rivals, what are the goals of the team?
Well, obviously it's good to set our goals high. We're going to, aim to take the whole tournament again.
Yep.
We don't really care, I mean, I guess we do care how the other teams do, but we're not going to rely on them or depend on them or anything. Yeah. All
right, cool. And what about your play personally? Because at the moment, you went into Rift Rivals. You obviously look like the best top laner in the region, being able to go up against Swiper and also Chippies, and now back into the mid lane, looking very comfortable. You picked up some pretty good performances today on Kassadin as well.
Yeah.
Are you playing at your peak? Is there more to give? And are you the best player in OS at the moment?
Best player in OS, I don't think I can take that title yet, but maybe I can take that title if we actually beat Chiefs in the finals.
Yep.
But yeah, I still think I have a lot of flaws to work on, so sloppy back to work.
All right, cool. And the team, I mean, you've got some critics out there at the moment.
Yeah.
People were saying, Shern slumping at the moment. He comes out and has a good performance. They were saying that, maybe, obviously not very happy in the background there. I mean, what is the mood like within the camp, though? Like, you guys are obviously a pretty positive bunch and you believe in each other. Do you guys do a good job of blocking all of that out?
I mean, yeah, we're a team that, we just focus on ourselves. So, we just block out whatever other people think, how other teams are performing. It doesn't really matter. It's us versus ourselves.
All right, cool. And I know that you guys do also have some people out there that love you. And heading into Rift Rivals, is there anything you want to say to your fans?
Hopefully we're not going to disappoint you this time. That's all.
Cool. I hope you don't either. Congratulations, Fantix. Let's throw it back to the guys at the desk to close out the week.
Hopefully they don't disappoint as obviously as a Direwolves fan, Juves, are you hoping they won't disappoint you this time?
I'm hoping that I won't disappoint myself at Rift Rivals.
Because the format is you guys are actually going to be playing alongside each other in some of the stages as well, right? So you're playing almost as 3 teams for us.
I will lead OS to greatness. I will be the first player to lead OS to an international tournament win. Mark my words. Retweet, bookmark, clip, everything.
All right. Let's talk about the game. Let's bring up the game, shall we, Juves? As we try and transition out of that, we saw Abyss trying to make some proactive plays in that game. And let's take a look at this first replay. It's Pabu pulling the trigger on the Kled ult, and it goes wrong for them. It doesn't go well.
Yeah, so I guess they're feeling the pressure and they have to make something happen, so they use the Kled ult to go bot lane. They didn't account for the TP. It's a little bit forced, they can't dive under the tower here, so they kite back. They do relatively well to get out of it. They actually do really well here, and then I guess they just forgot about Rek'Sai and Kassadin, who just come in on the flank. And I think at this point, with the composition Direwolves have, you're just too far behind this early. And it's evident here in this skirmish, and they just absolutely clean up.
Yeah, they actually, they bait that fight to be prolonged for just that little bit extra, which gives you time for Fantix, Kassadin, and for Shern's Rek'Sai against the fight. And actually, it turns from what goes from looking like a 0-0 to this actually nice clean-up fight, and then they start taking an even bigger lead.
Yeah. Well, speaking of taking a lead, I think throughout most of the game, they were taking 500 gold a minute for their lead, right? So they're taking, every 2 minutes, they're taking a 1,000 gold lead. As you take a look at this second replay, Jish, look, did Abyss ever have a chance this fight near the river near Baron Pit?
I mean, as we roll the replay, we'll see the Kled ult comes just a bit short. And what Bryce mentioned on the desk was the disengage, re-engage from Destiny is actually really cool. So Destiny knows the limits of Karma really well, and they have their flank from Renekton already in the mid lane, and then Kassadin above them. So after the Kled, kill engage does nothing, Direwolves realize they can just chase him further back into the lane. And although Rosie does actually, I think he picks up 1 or 2 kills here, just the one. Yeah, no, I think that Direwolves definitely had the number their whole fight, and it was just them playing out each sort of step in that.
Yeah, well, I think the thing about this, not specifically this replay, but leading up to that, that was a 10k gold lead already.
Yeah.
Shern pretty much answered the critics in this game.
Absolutely.
He absolutely destroyed this game.
Yeah, sloppy back to work.
Sloppy back to work.
Sloppy back to work. Jude, someone look at this final third replay. Sharp said going to the game, Fantix is known for his Kassadin. Abyss banned at game 1. But if we take a look at this mid lane fight, I mean, Fantix picks up a triple kill. So talk us through what's going right here.
So I guess once again, this is just feeling the pressure. You're 11k gold down. They just force on King, which isn't a bad idea. Honestly, you've got to look for something at this point because you don't outscale. And then they just whiff everything. They completely whiff everything. and then Schoenfire just snipes him, Australian sniper. And then I guess this is another fight where Rosie does quite well. I'm pretty sure he gets down a lot of damage. Luch flashes in. This is probably the ideal fight for Abyss if you're not this far behind. Like, look how close it gets. It's just unfortunate that Fantix has like 3 items and he just one-shots the back line. But that's a 3 for 5 when you're 11k down. Like, Abyss should be content with that.
Yeah, that's as like you said, it's as good as it's going to go.
Yeah.
All right. So, any other closing thoughts out of this? I mean, this is a pretty good display out of Direwolves, Jish. So, going forward, they're going to feel pretty confident going to Rift Rivals.
Yeah, I mean, I assume Direwolves had like a pretty solid week of practice, and they had a really solid showing here. I think they should be like confident, and like I will swallow a bit of my pride. They definitely showed me wrong. They played fantastically this weekend, and I can't wait to see what they, along with Juice, can do in the weekend over in Rift Rivals.
Well, yeah. So I think like Direwolves played extremely well. Like I don't think you can fault much of what happened today. Much of what they did today. I think Abyss will be like a little disappointed. They didn't back up what they did against the Chiefs. But yeah, I guess on to Roof Rivals.
All right, let's take a look at this bot lane, shall we? As we bring up this graphic on your screen. And I mean, Raid, some questions have been asked about him, and he didn't have a good game this week. But King is continuing his style.
In Raid's defense, this game, the game 2 in particular, this game in game 2, I don't think Raid did anything wrong. Like, he actually stole a Baron with Jin W.
And he was like 0-0-1 for like the majority of the
game.
Actually,
that snipe was sick. Yeah, I take it back.
That's like an 80 carry in 2017 being 0-0-1 while his team's getting steamrolled.
Yeah.
Like, you did all right. Like, pat on the shoulder.
Fair play. He was like 15,000 goal behind and he's still like
playing
not
in a
feeding
mobile 80 carry is just like, no one-shot me. No one-shot me.
Yeah. All right. I take back that question. I should listen less to Twitter, but yeah, you going off that game.
Twitter analysts are okay.
Twitter analysts are okay?
They're all right.
Don't at me, Twitter analysts.
Don't at me, keyboard warriors.
And no surprises there. Fantix topping damage. Renekton doing his part as well, Caitlyn. But yeah, Vlad for Luch.
I mean, Vlad's that champ that's like always going to lose to Kassadin at a certain point. Like I said, put a lot of work into that lane, but like I mean, the game was over when Shern pretty much controlled the game.
Yeah, so I think it was definitely, there was like I think borderline say cheesy gank early, and normally like you don't want to you shouldn't see much success of those, but it did work out well. And then Seb repeat ganks. And I feel like that's when they need to start using like the Vladimir pressure to start rotating to a side lane. He needs that that win condition that he can get. He's ahead himself and he needs to like spill over into other lanes, and that just didn't happen.
You know, there's something that Spawn's been sort of talking about for the last couple of weeks now, and is Fantix the best player in Oath? Now, obviously, Jish, your boy Raze on Chiefs has made a very loud claim that it's him. So you're going to be biased and say it's him, I assume. Juice, what's your opinion on the matter? Do you think Fantasy's the best player in Oath?
You're on the desk with the best player.
Well, yeah, you can't say yourself.
Oh, I'm joking.
You can't pull a Raze.
I'm joking. No, the way I look at it is like, it's really hard to say that there's like an out-and-out best player. Yeah. I like to go by roles because like it's really hard to compare like say Swiffer, Fantix, Schoenfire to Raze.
Compare Swiss.
Well, like it's easy to compare mid laners. Yeah, that's my fault, but it's not easy to compare other roles. Sure. I feel like it's just really hard. I would say that it's definitely like Swiffer and Fantix who are like probably competing for like the best mids in OS. And then in regards to AD carry, I would actually say based off recent form, Reyes is probably the best AD carry in OS right now.
Yeah.
Like he's literally got Chiefs out of a rut the last 2 games he's played.
I also want to say the reason Spawn is bringing up that Fantix is the best player in OS, quote unquote, is to like back up his victory in Origin. That's the only reason he's bringing it up.
But now he's Direwolf Spawn and not Chief Spawn. You can't just hop teams. You've got to pick one and stick to it.
Jake, you can't just be like sitting there being like, you know what, Chiefs are winning, I'll be their supporter. Oh, Dai was winning, switching teams.
Sin did well in Gauntlet. I like Sin.
Right, okay.
I mean, to buy in a little bit, I think that Fantix definitely has a very valid claim to the best player. I think he himself said he has a few things to work on, which I do agree. But I think so does every player. And I would say that there's probably just not one clear standout best player right now.
Yeah, we saw. I mean,
it's a
even though
contentious
Fenix had a great series today, we saw yesterday that Swiffer flash away from the Gragas was very, very good stuff.
Very clean.
Yeah, very clean.
Even in the older players, the older boys still got the mechanics.
Stylish.
Stylish. All right, let's take a look at the standings at the end of round 3 for the OPL. Team Regicide down the bottom of the table. Abyss on 2 points after that game. Then TM as well, sharing that with them. Sin Gaming on 4 in 5th place. Avant in 4th. Legacy in 3rd. Chiefs have moved a bit up the table into 2nd, out and out. And Direwolves now take out the top of the table. Let's take a look at the schedule for in 2 weeks' time, because we're actually taking a bit of a break. When we get back on Saturday, July 15, Legacy will take on Regicide. Direwolves versus AV. TM versus Chiefs. Maybe that'll be the time they take a game, Jish. Who knows?
Unlikely.
Take a series.
What if Reyes has something to say about it?
And Sin, your boys are going to take on Abyss. You saw them play today, so give us a sneak preview of that, Jubes. How are you feeling about that game? You're going to be away for a couple of weeks in Vietnam.
Look, I'm going to be living it up in Vietnam a bit. feet up. No, not feet up. Got work to do, back to work. No, but I'm confident.
Imagine trying to go to an international tournament and just playing with your feet up on the desk. It'd be pandemonium.
I'll do it.
No, don't do it.
All right.
You're going over there to represent us.
All right.
Don't.
Sorry. No.
Speaking of Rift Rivals, let's take a look at the schedule for that, because it's going to kick off Monday, July 3rd through to Thursday, the 6th of July. The best teams in OS will be taking on GPL as well as the LJL. That's the SEA and Japanese regions. So very exciting stuff. Juice, you fly out on Friday. This is exciting.
Look, I've never been out of the country.
Really?
Yeah, like I've not been out of the country, so I'm just excited. Like, obviously, I want to do really well.
Man. There is so much possibility to go wrong.
There should be a camera following me around, and it's like,
GoPro
Jude's gone wild. And I'm just like in Vietnam playing video games. I'm like, after the game, trying to find me.
I don't know how across the Gone Wild series you are, but they don't feature a lot of video games being played. That's not important.
In this one,
guys.
So,
Bogey, make it happen.
Meanwhile, Jish, what are you guys going to be doing during the break? You're going to be scrimming hard, working hard, coming back strong?
I heard a rumor I might be here for a couple of days, but
Oh,
otherwise,
yeah.
I think we have a lot of things that we want to work on as a team, and I think that this is going to be like a nice blind 2 weeks against other teams. So we'll find a few things to improve on.
Well, I'm going to be going across to Vietnam with these guys, so I won't see you there. But I'm glad that someone's going to be holding the fort strong and not letting Jake and Fish run riot here. Anyway, from all of us here at the OPL, the players, and everyone here at Riot, we'd like to thank our guests tonight, Jubes and also Jish, and we'll see you guys at Rift Rivals. Bye.
His ignited tag. That's an easy first blood by Seb. Nice look at his Destiny and King there. Absolutely fine. Now it's Abyss going to be pincered. That's a Dominus Merrington slicing and dicing his way out. Pablo will go back in. Chippy's very low, but King's the one tanking up the shots. Stand still. Make sure he keeps his top laner alive. Pablo in a bit of a sticky situation. Fantix can Riftwalk right on top of him. But look at his Showfire. He wants it for himself. Big collapse from the Riftwalker. Luch is the next member to go down. Ray's in trouble. Seb finally jumps on in, tags one up, but the Wolves just playing that so perfectly. Abyss are trapped. Now they've got to try and turn and fight. Destiny will take the brunt of the damage. Big fight in the back lines. Rosie's going to get a good ultimate off. But look at this. It is collapsing onto the Zyra. 2 kills picked up by the Wolves. That's over a trap, but he's not going to be bothered about that. Jumps on top of Schoenfire to kick things off. But look at Luch. Big ultimate, but he's dead straight away. Seb's forced to back out. The front line from Abyss looks like their backline at the moment. And again, the only person doing damage for Abyss is Rosie. He almost one-shot the backline again all by himself. Steal. Oh, Raid. He got it with the captive audience. Seb's going to fall for that one, but what the heck? That's a team fight again. Luch dashing on further forward. Abyss look to try and fight this one. They're on top of King, getting good damage down, but look at Fantix in the back lines already. He gets one, second one falls, one by one, just like dominoes. Fantix is trying to clean this up. King still survives. Triple kill for the Cassidon. It's going to be an ace going to the Direwolf. Let's see what they do. Luch is diving into the back lines, looking to try and lock down Destiny. Good damage coming out from Luch, but Fantix already kills the 80 carry. Chippy's going low, but it's a double kill for the Cassidon. It will be Chippy's that picks up one. Fantix still looking for another. Pabu will be the next to fall. Double kill for the Renix, and he will eventually fall. And only Seb's left up. This is going to be game for the Wolves. Yep. 2 games in a row. Abyss fall into the hole, but they try to fight their way out of it. Both times unsuccessful for the Abyss lineup. And Direwolves with this game. They're going to try and dive on towards Seb a little bit. Destiny goes in, flashes out. Nexus is going to fall. Direwolves pick up another 2-0.